Hey guys, so this is my first YouTube video ever, but I've been getting a lot of questions recently about my experience at a coding bootcamp. So this is going to be a quick video of any questions that I've gotten, and hopefully you guys will find this to be helpful. So a little bit about myself. Growing up, there was always this expectation that I would either go into law or business. And I had considered doing law for a really long time, but I also knew that I would need to pick something for my undergrad. So I decided to go into business, and I had studied accounting. And it wasn't too bad. I had to work 12-hour days just crunching numbers all day, but I was paid so well, not by my company, but I was rich in my parents' validation. And I know you're all probably wondering, what more could I want? But it turns out self-fulfillment is pretty important, and I have to do things that I actually enjoy in life. So I started looking into new things that I could possibly do. I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone, like break out of the box a little bit and just do something really creative. And that's when I turned to software engineering, because in my mind, apparently, that is the most unconventional job out there. I'm only kidding. In all seriousness, I actually really love my job, and I'm so fortunate to have made the career transition. I think that it's amazing that I wake up every single day. I'm excited to go to work because I get to build new things that people actually use. And I've never been in a position before where I could see the product that I had worked on be used by other people before. And the other thing that's really cool about software engineering is that it sits at the intersection of every single discipline, whether it's finance or like medicine or art. You'll see technology there. Now that I've officially been in this field for 6 whole months, I'm ready to bestow my knowledge because I am clearly a very seasoned and tenured software engineer. Okay, so one question that I get all the time is, do I need a CS degree to be a software engineer? And the answer is, it depends. It really depends on what you're trying to go into. If you're doing something like web development, no, I do not think you need a CS degree because I don't have one. But even more than that, I found that a lot of the skills I learned in my bootcamp were very transferable to my current job, mainly because I'm in front-end development. And bootcamps focus very heavily on frameworks. But I do wish that they had also taught us more theory-based things like data structures, algorithms, or system design. And I found myself doing a lot of self-study post-bootcamp to kind of like supplement all of that knowledge that I wasn't able to learn while I was still in school. Now, if you're trying to do something like machine learning or data science, I personally would go down a traditional path and go get a degree just because it's rooted in statistics and in advanced math. But of course, I'm sure there are people who have done it without a degree. So another question I get pretty frequently is, what was bootcamp life like? And I'm just going to start off with, it was a lot of work, but it was also one of the most rewarding experiences of my life because I was either learning something new every day or I was building something new, which was pretty cool in my opinion. Our days typically consisted of class between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day, Monday to Friday. And then after class, we would either have study sessions or we would like study alone. So they were definitely long days, but you didn't really notice the time passing because, well, you love it. And it's a lot of fun. I remember going to boot camp on my first day and looking at like past cohorts projects and thinking that there was no way I could actually ever be able to build anything like that. And little did I know, by the end of it, I had built out 3 different projects, which really goes to show that like there is value to boot camps. It's just a matter of like how much effort and how much work you're willing to put into it. Now, a little bit more about the way boot camps are structured. The first 10 weeks was learning more about like fundamentals, frameworks, and anything we need to know in order to make our applications actually run. So learning all the front end aspects, but also the back end, and learning how to put them together. In the last 6 weeks, you kind of take all of the knowledge that you had just learned for the last 10 weeks and build out 3 different projects. We got to build out a website, our own personal project, as well as a capstone project with our groups. So I'm sure you guys are curious to know what the job search process was like post bootcamp, and it takes work, like anything in life. there are two things that I really focused in on. One being studying more data structures and algorithms, like I mentioned before. So we didn't learn a lot in our bootcamp what these things were. And it's very heavily tested when you go to job interviews. So I just grinded a lot of leak code so that I would learn the different patterns and then be able to recognize when it is time for me to apply that in the future. So I definitely suggest studying data structures and algorithms early on. I wish that I had done it from the first week that I had joined my bootcamp and had done even like one a week so that I would be more familiar with it by the time that I actually had to start going to interviews. So the second thing that I can't stress enough is building up a really, really good network. There are a lot of jobs out there, but there are also a lot of bootcamp grads with the exact same background as you. So it's important for you to have referrals when you go and apply to jobs. I would suggest getting coffee chats with people when you first start your bootcamp, just so that you can talk about what their experiences are like in the tech industry, or if they've been in bootcamps before, see what the transition was like when they went from bootcamp to their actual job. Well, I hope you guys found this to be helpful. If there's anything that you guys still have questions about, but I didn't really cover in my video, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll definitely get back to it. All right, bye now, guys.